Good evening. This meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Adequate notice of this meeting has been published in the borough's official newspapers and posted in the municipal building and on the borough's website. As permitted by the Open Public Meetings Act, this meeting is being held in person and broadcast online via Zoom video meetings. The option to attend via Zoom is a courtesy. If Zoom becomes unavailable and cannot be fixed, the council meeting will continue in person only. For those joining us via Zoom, please raise your hand during designated times to be recognized for a comment. Whether you are appearing in person or via Zoom, you must provide your name to be recognized. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call, please, Mary.
Okay. Councilmember Facey Blackwood,
Present.
Councilmember Forrest,
Present.
Councilmember Janot,
Here.
Councilmember Yura,
Here.
Deputy Mayor Trigiano,
Here.
and Mayor Portman is absent this evening.
Thank you, Mary. We have some wonderful proclamations to start with this evening, starting with honoring the Red Bank Charter School students who participated in the Capitol Hill Challenge team. Yes. Whereas the Borough of Red Bank takes great pride in recognizing the accomplishments of its students, whose dedication, hard work, and pursuit of excellence brings distinction to themselves, their school, and the entire community. And whereas seventh grade students Riley Regina, Sophia Morales Santamaria, David Tiro, and Jack Young of the Red Bank Charter School demonstrated exceptional academic achievement by participating in the prestigious Capitol Hill Challenge, a national financial education program underwritten by the Charles Schwab Foundation and the SIFMA Foundation, whose mission is to close the opportunity gap by fostering greater knowledge of the financial markets for young people of all backgrounds. And whereas over the course of 14 weeks, participants in the Capitol Hill Challenge managed a hypothetical $100,000 investment portfolio consisting of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and cash, applying classroom instruction to real-world market conditions while developing valuable skills in economics, mathematics, investing, critical thinking, teamwork, and personal finance. And whereas throughout the competition, the Red Bank Charter School team demonstrated remarkable discipline, analytics, to maximize portfolio performance. And whereas competing against teams from across the United States, including many comprised of high school seniors, these outstanding seventh grade students earned the extraordinary distinction of placing second in the nation, an accomplishment that reflects their exceptional talent, perseverance, and commitment to academic excellence. And whereas this remarkable achievement not only brings honor to the students and their families, but also to the Red Bank Charter School, its dedicated educators, and the entire borough of Red Bank, serving as an inspiration to students throughout our community to pursue knowledge, embrace challenges, and strive for excellence. Now, therefore, I, the Deputy Mayor of Red Bank, Kate Trigiano, on behalf of William Portman, the Mayor of the Borough of Red Bank, together with the Borough Council, do hereby recognize and congratulate Riley Regina, Sophia Morales Santamaria, David Tiro, and Jack Young for their outstanding achievement in earning second place nationally in the Capitol Hill Challenge, and commend them for representing the Borough of Red Bank with distinction, integrity, and excellence. We extend our sincere congratulations and best wishes for continued success in their academic pursuits and future endeavors. Congratulations. And we have a copy for each of you.
And it was three. Right. Yeah, you want to step a little forward.
Tight.
There you go. Chin up, big teeth. Bigger teeth. Chin up, big. Wait a few years to get new ones.
Best teacher.
Yeah.
Best teacher and principal, Dr.
Right.
Patel.
Right, I fell in. Oh, you're.
Teacher.
You've done everything. No, I forget. I'll get.
The back of this.
Thank you. Cool.
Did you want to say a few words? Oh, she's gonna quote. Okay. All right, the next proclamation is celebrating the 87th anniversary of the New Jersey State Society of American Medical Technologists. Whereas in 1939, a group of dedicated medical technologists gathered in Red Bank, New Jersey, with a shared commitment to professional standards, education, certification, and excellence in the medical laboratory profession. And whereas from that historical gathering, American Medical Technologists was formed as a professional association committed to certifying healthcare professionals and supporting allied health practitioners through rigorous standards, continuing education, and lifelong professional development. And whereas the New Jersey State Society of American Medical Technologists proudly recognizes its roots in Red Bank, New Jersey, and honors the vision of those early medical technologists whose leadership helped establish a lasting foundation for certification excellence. And whereas for 87 years, American Medical Technologists has advanced the professional recognition, competence, and integrity of allied health professionals, helping ensure quality in healthcare delivery and strengthening public confidence in certified practitioners. And whereas the members of the New Jersey State Society of American Medical Technologists continue to uphold the values of integrity, excellence, competence, member focus, and service to the healthcare community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the 87th anniversary of the New Jersey State Society of American Medical Technologists is hereby celebrated and honored, recognizing the organization's historic beginning in Red Bank, New Jersey, its enduring commitment to the certification excellence, and its continued contributions to the advancement of allied health professionals. Be it further proclaimed that sincere appreciation is extended to all members, leaders, and certified professionals who have carried forward this proud legacy and who continue to serve patients, communities, and the healthcare profession with dedication and distinction. Congratulations. And I'm presenting this on behalf of the mayor to Martha Howard, from the New Jersey State Society of American Medical Technologists, the president, actually. It's an honor to have you here.
Could I say a few things? Mayor, Deputy Mayor? Yeah, I'm Laura Janone. I've been a nurse since 1976. I had no idea that medical technology was roots in Red Bank, New Jersey. So thank you. We could never do our jobs without medical technologies. My sister is one up in Massachusetts too, but I had no idea that our roots were embedded in Red Bank, New Jersey. So it's an honor to meet you as a nurse. Thank you so much for everything you do.
A little to your right. So get up behind you. There you go. There you go. Move better. Chin's up, big teeth. Eyes open. Good, thank you. Yay. Got it. Greg, I'm writing you up. A big part. 5 minutes.
All right. our next proclamation, which we're going to have you up here again, because it's wonderful when we have somebody like you present. You know, we just gotta, we gotta get you while we have you. So we're recognizing National Medical Assistance Recognition Week. Whereas medical assistants are essential members of the healthcare team, providing vital clinical and administrative support that helps ensure patient comfort, safety, and well-being. That's right. And whereas medical assistants greet and assist patients, take vital signs, maintain medical records, support physicians and nurses, coordinate care, and help medical offices, clinics, and healthcare facilities operate efficiently. And whereas medical assistants demonstrate professionalism, compassion, dedication, and skill while serving patients, families, providers, and communities every day. And whereas National Medical Assistance Recognition Week is observed October 19th to the 23rd, 2026, to honor the important contributions of medical assistants and to raise awareness of their indispensable role in delivering quality healthcare. And whereas this recognition provides an opportunity for healthcare organizations, public officials, patients, and community members to express appreciation for their hard work and commitment of medical assistants. So now, therefore, I, Kate Trigiano, Deputy Mayor of Red Bank, on behalf of the Mayor William Portman, along with the Borough Council, do hereby proclaim October 19th to the 23rd, 2026 as I know, we're doing it while we have you. We are efficient in this borough. I don't know if you've noticed, as National Medical Assistance Recognition Week, and encourage all residents, healthcare professionals, organizations, and community partners to join in recognizing they have enough time and celebrating medical assistants for their service, dedication, and contributions to the health and well-being of our community. And once again, Martha Howard from the Jersey State Society of American Medical Health Technologists.
So besides being a nurse, my husband is a physician and his MAs were the backbone of his office. So thank you. So for nurses and physicians, thank you for everything you do. Oh, I have my card. Now I will become.
Thank you.
Thank you, Martha. All right. Up next, we have National Black Business Month, and we have Imelda. Oh, and Lance here from Rita's.
Yeah, Rita is our favorite ice cream.
I mean, who doesn't love Rita's?
Oh, I love
Exactly.
Rita's.
Come talk to me. Whereas the Borough of Red Bank proudly joins communities across the nation in recognizing National Black Business Month during the month of August, celebrating the innovation, resilience, and entrepreneurial spirit of Black business owners and leaders. And whereas Black entrepreneurs have made significant contributions to the economic, cultural, and civic life of communities throughout our nation's history, often overcoming barriers while creating opportunities for future generations. And whereas small businesses are the backbone of vibrant downtowns and thriving neighborhoods, providing employment opportunities, fostering innovation, strengthening local economies, and enriching the character and diversity of our community. And whereas the Borough of Red Bank is proud to be home to Black-owned businesses whose dedication, creativity, and commitment contribute to the vitality of our downtown, support local families, and help make Red Bank a welcoming destination for residents and visitors alike. And whereas National Black Business Month serves as an opportunity to recognize the achievements, encourage entrepreneurship, promote economic inclusion, and inspire residents to support Black-owned businesses throughout the borough and beyond. And whereas by choosing to shop locally and support Black-owned businesses, residents help strengthen our local economy, celebrate diversity, and foster a more inclusive and prosperous community for all. Now, therefore, I, Kate Trigiano, the Deputy Mayor, on behalf of William Portman, the Mayor of the Borough of Red Bank, on behalf of the Borough Council, do hereby proclaim the month of August 2026 as National Black Business Month in the Borough of Red Bank, and encourage all residents, businesses, and visitors to recognize many contributions of Black entrepreneurs and to celebrate the diversity, innovation, and economic vitality they bring to our community. Thank you.
Rita's is great.
Yeah.
Deputy Mayor, I think everyone should go to Rita's after the meeting.
Yes. I go there a lot. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. Wow, that's great. 4 years. That's great. Yeah, right. Go off to college, right? I know one's going to Brookdale for nursing. I've talked to her all the time. Yeah. Yes, you do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 And we enjoy eating your ice cream too. Thank you. Yeah, it's really good. Thank you.
All right. And last but certainly not least, I have a proclamation for World Humanitarian Day. Whereas World Humanitarian Day is observed each year on August 19th to recognize and honor the dedicated humanitarian workers, first responders, medical professionals, volunteers, and aid organizations who provide life-saving assistance to people affected by conflict, natural disasters, public health emergencies, and humanitarian crises around the world. And whereas humanitarian efforts are rooted in the universal values of compassion, dignity, service, and respect for human life, transcending borders, cultures, and differences to bring hope to those in need. And whereas humanitarian workers often serve in dangerous and challenging environments, risking their own safety to deliver food, shelter, medical care, education, clean water, and other essential services to vulnerable populations. And whereas the Borough of Red Bank recognizes that humanitarian action begins not only on the global stage, but also within our own communities, where neighbors, nonprofit organizations, faith-based groups, civic organizations, healthcare professionals, and volunteers work every day to support those facing hardship and strengthen the well-being of others. And whereas World Humanitarian Day provides an opportunity to acknowledge countless individuals whose selfless acts of kindness, generosity, and service remind us of our shared responsibility to care for one another and to promote peace, dignity, and human rights. And whereas the Borough of Red Bank encourages all residents to recognize the invaluable contributions of humanitarian workers and volunteers, and to find meaningful ways to support those in need through service, advocacy, and acts of compassion. Now, therefore, I, Kate Trigiano, the Deputy Mayor of Red Bank, on behalf of the Mayor and the Borough Council, do hereby proclaim August 19th, 2026 as World Humanitarian Day in the Borough of Red Bank, and encourage all residents to reflect on the importance of humanitarian service, honor those who dedicate their lives to helping others, and reaffirm our commitment to building a more compassionate, inclusive, and caring community. And if you're ever looking for organizations to support that do important international humanitarian work, I would suggest Doctors Without Borders and American Friends Service Committee. Okey doke. For council appointment, Melissa Moore was appointed as a member of the Parks and Recreation Committee to fill the unexpired term of a vacant position. The term will expire on December 31st, 2026. We have no presentations. Can I get a motion to open the floor on public comment on agenda items only? Can I get a second?
Second.
All in favor? Any comments on agenda items? Come on up. Is it for an agenda item?
Yes,
Cool.
26-146.
26-146.
Payment of bill. So payment of bills includes
Oh,
all the monthly
160.
bills, utility bills.
All right.
Okay, first comment for the borough manager. I'm still working on the analysis of some of the past energy usage, and I will have an update for you Monday that includes some cross checks and things you might want to take a look at, and also summarizes things a little more, quite a bit more cleanly than the first version I provided. So, Councilmember Facey Blackwood, if I may, what was your home electric bill last month?
If I recall correctly, I think it went up from the previous month and it was $5.
Yes, okay. I think $5.58. We actually live in the same house, so I know too. All right, what was your natural gas bill last month?
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes.
It's usually about $12 a month.
Okay, let's see if we can get that down to zero.
Okay.
I think Ben Forrest has a comment.
How about,
Ben, did you want to?
wanted to say to the mayor, I do object a little bit to Bill's commentary here because I don't think it's topical for items that are on the agenda. And if he's going to continue on
electric bill.
line, link it directly to items that are actually on the agenda.
Bills.
Later during the general.
Sure.
commentary.
I think that's fair.
Bills?
Sure.
What was your
We can sit-
gasoline bill?
Oh, payment, well, but go back to our payment of bills, I guess. Right, yeah,
It's by comparison. And there's a point.
sure.
I haven't gotten to the point yet.
Okay.
We'll keep
If
going,
you will let me, I will get to the point.
keep
So
going.
how about gasoline?
I don't know what you mean by gasoline, sir.
How- They sell it in stations, like on the edge of town.
Oh, those things.
Yeah.
We're a little bit unique because we're privileged enough to make the changes that will reduce our carbon emissions and set examples to those who have done so. We have also, we're just privileged in order to be able to do that. And by doing so, we'll work harder to help other people receive the same benefit of having a zero gasoline bill.
Right, okay. So to relate it to the borough, it would be nice if the borough had bills like that. So part of what we're doing is we have solar panels and we have an electric car. And Mr. Forrest, would you be willing to share your experiences with cost reductions from solar charged driving?
If you could just finish your comments and then,
Do I have
Ms.
5
Ms.
minutes?
yeah, just keep going.
Yeah, Mr. Blackwood, I
3
don't really
minutes.
believe in having kind of a back and forth unless it's under very specific circumstances. And since you.
If you don't want to answer, that's fine.
As Councilwoman Blackwood, she
huge.
doesn't object.
There
But I
are,
will comment on your comments during my portion of the meeting. Sorry about the interruption, Deputy Mayor.
Okay, yeah, no worries. I just want to hear what you have to say. No worries.
all right. So people who have solar panels and drive electric cars find that there are huge savings, and those would be the same savings that the borough could have. And as Andy Kim says, we need to get off of fossil fuels as quickly as possible. And I have a visual aid stating that slightly differently. Let's get off of fossil fuels. And my comment very specifically is, I object to my tax dollars going to the fossil fuel industry. Does that meet your criteria? All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else for public comment on agenda items only? Anybody online, Jim? All right, motion to close the public comment on agenda items only?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okey dokes. Can I get a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from 7/23/26?
So
I'll make a
moved.
motion.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Under ordinances for final reading and adoption, we have ordinance 2026-23, an ordinance amending Chapter 680, Vehicles and Traffic at Section 680-35, Schedule 1, no parking. It eliminates duplicative no parking locations. This ordinance was introduced on July 23rd, 2026. Can I get a motion to open the floor for public hearing? In a second?
I'll
Second.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody would like to participate in the public hearing for this ordinance? Seeing none, can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved?
In a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve and adopt ordinance 2026-23?
So moved?
And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call, please.
Member Bonatakis, I'm not sure if she's online.
She might not have
Thank you.
service.
Councilmember Facey Blackwood,
Yes.
Councilmember Forrest.
Yes.
Councilmember Janone,
Yes.
Councilmember Euro,
Yes.
and Deputy Mayor Triano.
Yes,
Thank you.
ordinance is adopted. All right, for resolutions 164 through 169. Any objection to passing under consent?
No,
I see none, Deputy Mayor.
Deputy Mayor.
All right, can I get a motion to approve 164 through 169?
So moved.
And a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Roll call.
Councilmember Facey Blackwood.
Yes.
Councilmember Forrest,
Yes.
Councilmember Janone,
Yes.
Councilmember Euro,
Yes.
and Deputy Mayor Triano.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Proposed events. Just for knowledge. Basie Center Block Party on Monmouth Street, Friday, August 21st, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Red Bank Community Block Party, always a great time. Doctors James Parker Boulevard between Bridge and Shrewsbury Avenue, Saturday, August 22nd, noon to 7 p.m. Rain date, Saturday, August 29th. Fall Red Bank Street Fair, Sunday, August 30th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Dog Days, location Marine Park, Saturday, September 19th, noon to 4 p.m. with a rain date of September 20th. Arthur Place Block Party, Saturday, August 29th, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Elm Place Block Party, Saturday, September 5th, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. with a rain date of Saturday, September 12th. South Street Block Party, Saturday, September 26th, 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. with a rain date of Sunday, September 27th. Red Bank Green 20th Anniversary Event in Marine Park, Tuesday, October 6th, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. with a rain date of Monday, October 12th, 2026. Parks and Rec has Hispanic Heritage Celebration, Riverside Gardens Park, Sunday, September 13th, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Halloween Movie Night, Riverside Gardens Park, Friday, October 16th at 6 p.m. Halloween Parade, 2 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Sunday, October 18th, with a rain date of Sunday, October 25th. And then Cirque de Peace, which is a reoccurring event that takes place in Marine Park, is having a larger event that has a new date of Saturday, August 22nd, from 12 noon until 11 p.m. And I think you're hearing that correctly, knowing them. They organize some fantastic, very long public events. Okay, now we're going to open the floor for public questions and comments that do not have to be agenda items. They can be whatever you would like. So can I get a motion to open the floor for public comment?
So moved.
And a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Floor is open. Anybody like to give public comment? Come on up. Excuse me.
No back and forth allowed? I don't understand.
So usually, it's just,
I
People-
do have a question.
sure,
Just a comment.
just name and address and then,
Phil Blackwood, 34 Chestnut Street. I believe last month, was it, council unanimously approved a resolution in support of a bill known as Make Polluters Pay. Is that correct?
that is correct.
Okay. So if anybody's willing, I'd like to hear from any of you, like what your what your reasons were for voting for that.
Sure, I can start with that. I believe that corporations knew that they were causing global warming. They've known since the 1970s what their impact was going to be on our climate. And I believe that a lot of that cost has been falling on municipal governments. And I don't think you can get blood from a stone. And I believe that we've seen that cost come down on the municipal level a lot lately. We have storms happening all the time. You've seen towns that have not even experienced floods ever getting out emergency boats. You've seen ceilings falling in of buildings. Obviously, this weather is not normal, and they knew the damage that they were causing. These are really almost just like, what's the term, like a tort claim, right? This is basically just, you knew the damage that you were going to cause, and you should be paying for the damage that you are causing. New York State already passed this legislation. Of course, they're in court over it right now. That's not a reason to not go for passing the legislation. I've been extremely vocal about this. Senator Gopal and our assembly people are co-sponsors of it. I did see Speaker Craig Coughlin today when he was touring Marine Park. And while on camera, I actually urged him to bring it to the floor for a vote. So I am extremely vocal on this issue. I am very much so informed of why I am for this issue. And I do believe at the municipal level, we are doing an extreme amount in the environment. And you've been meeting a lot with our manager about this issue. And I think we're
Mostly council members.
Yes, and the council members. So I believe that we're making some big progress here that I hope you've been witnessing some of that.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Yeah, great explanation.
Thank
on,
you.
Make polluters pay. And if anybody, watching the video or whatever, is interested in a lot more detail about that, there's a great book called Merchants of Doubt that describes how the fossil fuel industry used the big tobacco playbook. And I think they're headed in the same place as big tobacco in terms of getting sued successfully. So just one comment: in the future, when I talk to you all and when I talk here, I am going to refer to the fossil fuel industry as a bad actor. And I hope that's consistent with sort of the way you're all thinking about it as well.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate any opportunity that we get to talk about that. So thank you. Anybody else for public comment? Sure.
Well,
Might have to hit the button.
Okay. Suzanne Viscomi, 25 Cedar Street. I am not speaking on behalf of the school in any way. I would just like to take a minute to recognize Stella Johnson. I was saddened that no one mentioned it at the last meeting. On July 22nd, she was a lifelong resident, grew up here, went to school here, and spent almost 14 years as a crossing guard on the west side. I actually covered her corner a few times when I was a crossing guard. I would like to give my condolences to her family and thank her for her service and making sure our kids are safe trying to cross some dangerous roads on the west side. So I just wanted to bring that up to everyone's attention because she was definitely took her hands on life and at her corner. It was definitely a dangerous corner, but that's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you. May her memory be a blessing. Anyone else? Anyone online, Jim? Can I get a motion to close public comment? And a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Council reports. Start with Councilman Euro.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I'll be pretty brief tonight. Wanted to mention the Red Bank Food and Wine Walk, which is run by a third party, the same people that do the Pizza Fest and the Mac and Cheese Fest, which are become pretty popular. There's a bunch of restaurants participating. They're all going to have different wine and seems like app options as you go. So expect a good crowd for that on Saturday. Should be a nice event. Always nice to give our businesses additional support other than, normal dining business. So that's great. Also just wanted to highlight some new businesses that opened up recently. We have Polara Pizza, which is right here on Monmouth. Have to get there myself, but it looks amazing. Really pumped for that. Also have to get to this next one, Show, which opened up where Centrata used to be. I've heard some really good things just from the soft opening they did. So looks amazing. Really turned it around quickly. Appreciate the investment in town as always. So really excited to watch that evolve as they get more established. We have Reeves Acai and Smoothie Shop opening where Famabilia used to be, next to the new bookstore. They have a Westfield location, which is really popular. It's run by a young couple from Germany, I believe. So it should be another cool, option for lunch, snack. I think they're going to serve some foods, but little cafe vibe should be nice. And then, oh yeah, my personal favorite barber shop, Old World Shave, is moving from Front Street, or they moved from Front Street to the old Zoom spot on Monmouth. So a lot more foot traffic. He did a nice job outfitting the space, and he's really excited to open up in this section of town. So really happy for him, and check it out. They do mostly men, but great haircuts, decently priced. Beard trims if you don't have hair.
That when you go, Councilman?
You know it. And if I trust my hair with someone, they're good. So that's why I said they do beard trims too. So they don't discriminate. Anyone can go. But yeah, really excited for him. When he told me that they were moving, I almost fell out of the chair because I was afraid it was out of Red Bank. So
Oh, yeah.
really excited. Yeah, all good stuff happening in town. And we're planning, coming on the end of Broadwalk, boo, but we are playing a nice event for the closeout. So, I know.
Dueling
Gotta
piano
get
tonight,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. It's been awesome. Continues to be awesome. Great work by everyone. That's all I got.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman, what you got?
Oh, I got some things. I do want to say that on a personal level, I met with advocates for ranked choice voting, and we met with our local policy at the assembly, a policy person at the assembly level, explaining what it is. Our state senator, Vingopal, is a sponsor of the bill. They're just looking to get additional sponsorship for the bill on the assembly side. And what this would do it would allow ranked choice voting for school districts, and municipalities can opt in if they wish to have it. It makes sense for municipalities that have runoff. So essentially, this is an instant runoff. And what the ranked choice voting team does, they have events called Rank the Desserts to make people aware of how ranked choice voting works with its pros and cons. So I'm just saying that's something that may be coming down the line. The community energy plan was updated with Mr. Blackwood's updates as he requested, and I guess it should be coming out soon. He is also working with our environmental commission to write a letter to place higher priority in all our actions that we do, make sure that we prioritize climate as we're working on purchasing new vehicles, updating our buildings, things that we can do to reduce our carbon footprint. I do know that community solar is coming to the town pretty soon, so be on the look out and listen out for that. I also did have a chance to talk to the Speaker of the Assembly, and like Ben and Kate, we did mention, Make the Polluters Pay Act should be brought to the floor. And I'll leave Ben to say what he said as one of his responses. I also had the opportunity to see our governor this evening, and I also reminded her that climate scientists do state that if we don't make serious reductions by 2030, the climate for humans is cooked. The Earth will always survive. Humanity, we don't know. So she explained things that she's doing to help remediate that and to get to make sure that we move faster on climate change. I explained to her renewables are cheaper and faster to implement as well than some of the other options. Also mentioned that Red Bank passed the resolution MP 23, something like that, and also make polluters pay. On the Shade Tree Committee side, we're going to be ramping up the tree canopy program because, as you can see with all these storms, there's some shade trees that have lost some branches, as well as people's personal trees. So and given the impact that we have with heat islands and such, we need to plant as many trees as we can. It's my personal wish that, we have a lot of genetically modified foods and stuff. I don't know why nobody came up with a genetically modified tree that the roots just go down straight down to the ground by like 3 or 6 feet and then go up and then branch out. So we can really work on our canopy, but nature doesn't exactly do that, which impacts our sidewalks. So also there's been we're looking at Sunset Park, not officially, but we do like the idea of, as they do the remediation, to keep in mind that maybe we could do a solar storage battery thing. I know that somebody approached us about the borough about that, as well as some solar panels over there, in addition to having space for people, which is critical, which would be like a nature trail or something down to do kayaking at the river or whatever. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Forrest.
Okay, so I guess I'll deal with comments from resident Phil Blackwood first. So I think the deputy mayor captured pretty much where I'm at on polluter pay, so I don't need to. As far as back and forth and directly addressing council members, you never say never. And there's the person running the meeting, in this case is our deputy mayor. I think she has discretion to allow back and forth, but generally, I'm not a fan of it. A lot of times it's used as kind of gotcha things. I mean, you're a friend, we're friendly here, we're agreeing on things, but like for example, I've been to these meetings and others where somebody will come up and say, rage at me or somebody else and expect a response. And so I generally think it's better for kind of people to, and this is just my opinion, obviously, to kind of say what they need to say and that the person running the meeting kind of respond. And maybe as, when it's appropriate, using their discretion, like if it's a medical thing, maybe Laura Janone would comment on it. If it's something to do with Parks and Rec, but generally I'm not a fan of, having a dialogue between the audience and council members. So that's just my view. I mean, you were talking to your wife as well as a councilwoman up here. It's a little different. So I just wanted to comment on that. Also,
just please.
So now also I have communicated to the manager my opinions on climate change as well. I would like to see every public building in Red Bank have solar panels on it. One of my failures that I told you when you met with us as a school board member is that we didn't do that in the Red Bank Public Borough Schools, and I'm embarrassed that we didn't do that. I was there for 19 years, and I see other districts that did it, and I take some ownership of that, and I wish we did better. There was always, a reason why we couldn't do it, and I probably should have fought harder, and but it didn't happen. I don't want that to be the case in the borough. I want this building, I want the senior center. Anytime we replace a roof or it makes sense and we're going to do major structural, I'd like to put solar panels on. They're relatively affordable. It's a very proven technology now. I have them on my house. As you pointed out earlier, I had a like $6 electric bill, and I have an electric car. So think about that. I have a $6 electric bill, and I have an electric car that I plug in most nights, and I drive significantly. Now it's a small house, but it's pretty amazing actually. So that's amazing. So now other thing I wanted to get to, I think I've addressed your things, Phil. Sue, I want to thank you for bringing up Stella Johnson. I've met her a few times. I didn't know her that well. So thank you for bringing up her, her stuff and her contribution to this town. She worked very hard for our kids and everyone. I also wanted to touch on the Speaker Coughlin thing. I'm not going to talk about my interactions with him. I did lobby him today, which is completely appropriate because this borough, as pointed out by our deputy mayor, did pass a resolution in favor of make polluters pay. And so 3 of us lobbied him today. He was in town. There is other, we are on the front line of this. We have a primary school, we have parks, we have all kinds of lands on the water. It's climate, rising sea levels, a greater amount of heat. I mean, we have to deal with this and it's expensive. And I think what's fair is fair. Some people made a lot of money off of what has happened. And, I don't want the taxpayers and the homeowners to pay all of this for the things we have to do, like today at the park. Part of that was because of Sandy and other things. So some of it's maintenance and some of it you don't even see. Okay, so I'm so grateful that Ben, the other Ben, is doing such an amazing job as our liaison to business. And I love hearing the reports on downtown. And it occurs to me as we were talking up here about small businesses, how vital it is for towns like ours to stay healthy, to be creative, to do broad walks, because, I don't want everything to be an Amazon store. We don't have many chain stores in town, and I'm proud of that. We have a few, but not many. And you go out in the highways and you see more and more of those, strip malls are dominated by chain stores. So I think it's amazing. And thank you, Ben, for doing such a great job with that. Okay. And a last personal thing before I get to Parks and Rec is that I wanted to say to everyone who goes to meet with Nancy and I know the library, it is powerful and moving to be your council member and have people come in with their problems and life. And, like at another homeless person this week at the senior center. And I do my best, and I know we all do, to solve problems. Can't always solve all the problems, whether it's crime on Mama Street or can't pay bills, but we do our best. And it is amazing how online on the internet they'll say, oh, nobody listens. Oh, I listen to everybody. I listen to people who hate me. It doesn't mean I agree with you. And sometimes it's sometimes not easy to listen to people who are really mad at you, but and sometimes, I do what they suggest, or I work on the issues that they suggest. I had one complicated interaction this week, as a matter of fact, but just because, you say or vent doesn't mean that I'm going to do it. I mean, I listen and I speak to the manager or whoever, and if it makes sense and it's a borough function, fine. All right. Now, this Saturday, getting to Parks and Rec, free rowing. So Saturday, August 15th, 8:30 a.m. down at Maple Cove, kids 5th to 8th. I would go to our website to check out the details on that. End of summer kids ice cream social at the senior center, 5:30 to 8:30 with live DJ. We have adult classes at senior center coming up. Sound healing, I think I'm reading that right, and meditation classes, August 17th and 31st, 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Maybe somebody can explain to me what sound healing is after the
I
meeting.
actually did sound healing this week.
All
so I
right.
can explain that.
Chair yoga, I do know what chair yoga is, August 25th, for September 1st and 3rd, 4:30 p.m. And end of summer sports camp is August 24th. So that'll be the one day I go to camp, by the way. I always go on the last day. And thank you, Deputy Mayor, for my painfully long report.
Thank you,
For putting up
Councilman.
with my painfully long.
Appreciate it. Councilman, you have to go to Polera Pizza. It's amazing. There are West Side neighbors too.
Oh,
If you go to Polera Pizza, you have to get the mortadella slice. They make the mortadella in house, and it's phenomenal. It's incredibly good.
you want me to make any comments?
I'm switching it up.
Oh, you're switching.
Girl, we're switching it
Okay,
up. I'm
are
not
you
the most
doing it?
important person here.
Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna let you, I'm gonna give you a little breather
Deputy
between
Mayor,
that.
You forgot about.
No, I'm gonna give you a little breather between that.
He's giving a curveball here.
Show was incredible. This is an interesting thing to say about show. I had been to the restaurant of the executive chef that was before show. They have the best tea. I know that's an interesting thing to say. I had the rose noir tea and the cherry blossom tea. Really, really, really phenomenal tea there. So definitely try the tea. For the Equity Engagement Committee, they're announcing their Community Spirit Award, and the winner is Gus Carter. There was an overwhelming amount of nominations for him. So he will be presenting that award at the September 10th meeting for anybody who can attend. So that's kind of like the soft launch of that award. And yeah, it's been just, I know, this is the last meeting in August. It's been a really just jam-packed, wonderful summer of events in Red Bank, and also a summer of a lot of trauma in Red Bank at the same time. At this point, there is not a single Latino family in Red Bank that has not been impacted by detention and deportation. So it has been a summer of immense sweetness and immense bitterness at the exact same time. And it has been an honor to serve throughout it. And I know that my fellow members up here all share those feelings with me. And it's an honor to serve and to give people a government and to make sure that people know that they have a government during this time. But incredible highs, incredible lows. But what a summer. Councilwoman Laura Janone, what you got?
I want to thank you, Kate, for your work with the American Friends Society, too. I think they've been very helpful with our population.
Thank you.
Bravo.
And we all respect you for that. And
Bravo.
thank you for your organization for that. Okay. So I'll start with some personal things. Some of you know that I'm a nurse. I always say that, but I'm on the board of New Jersey State School Nurses Association. I'm the Standards and Practice Chair for New Jersey State School Nurses. I've been in that role probably 20-something years. Every time I try to step away from it, I get pulled back in because I believe strongly in public health, and you might see what's happening on a federal level to public health. As a school nurse, I'm lucky to be in New Jersey because New Jersey is going to follow their own Department of Health. But across the country, we have outbreaks of measles now. We almost eradicated measles at one point. Now we have huge outbreaks of measles. I remember when people were in iron lungs. I have friends that were in iron lungs, people who were crippled by polio. I think this choice for Health and Human Services of Robert Kennedy Jr. was a bad choice. As a nurse, my husband as a physician feels exactly the same way. And being a community health nurse and a school nurse, I feel like I have to stay on New Jersey State School Nurses as Standards and Practice Chair. So leading into that, my role in that position, before Governor Murphy left, we had met with Senator Vingo Powell, myself, our executive director, and the then president, Eileen Gavin, who happens to be a school nurse in Middletown. Old student of mine, very proud of her that she became New Jersey State School Nurses Association president, phenomenal nurse practitioner also. We met with him and we want to redo our guidelines, which I was the chief editor of on the second edition. A lot of work goes into that, a lot of research, best practices, vaccinations. We have live links. It's a live document. But we referred to the CDC a lot, and we referred to things on a federal level that we can no longer refer to anymore because the federal level of public health has broken down under the leadership that we now have in Washington, D.C. So it's really important that you follow the New Jersey Department of Health guidelines. They've been doing a lot of great Instagram posts. I've been putting them out when I see them in my Instagram post. But we had met with Senator Vingo Powell before Governor Murphy left, and we decided we were going to do the guidelines, but do them a little bit differently because things were changing so much after the change in administration. We wanted to be able to put out there that we would have a live website that we could constantly change as things change nationally so that New Jersey is the gold standard By the way, we are gold standard in school nursing. Every school nurse in New Jersey is certified. We go up beyond our bachelor's degree to get a certification. Many people have a master's in school nursing. And we really, we have lots of doctorate in school nursing people too, that my research was all in school nursing. So we met with a company, a woman-owned a company that Massachusetts was using to help us with a website that we could use. And I was sending things to an editor in Kentucky last time, and she was making live links, and then I'd have to wait for them to come back. We know that things are changing so rapidly. We need a website where we can constantly update. We need a platform to do that. So Massachusetts, I reached out to school nurses all over. I'm also a member of the National Association of School Nurses and a fellow at the National Association of School Nurses. It was a big honor for me to get that. So I met with many school nurses from around the country, and they told me they were redoing theirs in Massachusetts. They still had paper. We at least had 2 live documents prior to that. So the women that we met in Massachusetts told me they were working with this woman-owned group up in New England. We met with them. They were very impressed by what we had. So they gave us a price. It was little cost prohibitive for a volunteer group of New Jersey State school nurses. But we do have a budget. And so we figured that we could put in $150,000 and that we could ask the New Jersey government for another $150,000. So we did. We met with Vin, and of course, Vin's just wonderful. As head the education chair, he was like, okay, this is really good. That's not that much money, but we were all like, really? We think that's a lot of money. But anyhow, he brought it to the governor, Murphy, before he left, and it was denied. But recently, we met with him again. We went over we had a big proposal. We have a different president now. Dr. Cynthia Samuels is our president. She's from Morris County. And we met with him again, and he did bring it to Mikey Sherrill. So I publicly want to thank Assemblywoman Margie Donlin, a physician, Assemblywoman Luann Peterpaul, a judge, and Vin Gopal, who's both his parents are physicians, for bringing this to Mikey Sherrill's attention. We didn't get the full $150,000 we wanted, but we did get $100,000. So that was really good. And if you look at what they have done, I asked Thais Davis to give me all the breakdown. They had a very hard budget this year, and to get that was a big deal. They gave a lot to mental health, a lot to public health, a lot of things. I was very proud to get that money, and I saw Mikey today and thanked her personally for saying yes to Vin on that, because it's a very, very crucial part of public health in the United States, not just beyond our New Jersey. So that's on a personal note. So I did want to publicly thank them for that. Also, Senator Vin Gopal is meeting with Stephanie Riley, our legislative co-chair. We have 2 co-chairs at New Jersey State School Nurses. She had a dyslexic son. It's a very personal issue for her that things get dropped into school when people have dyslexia. We have certain rules, but they're not followed through by every Board of Ed. So we have met with Vin several times and the head of the Department of Education right now, which changes with governors. And so it was a good meeting. We're having another meeting coming up on August 18th. And Vin is very open to some of the suggestions that Stephanie and her colleagues, and she's written articles on this, about how sometimes the ball gets dropped on dyslexia. So she has some alternative things, and his aides are willing to talk with her and maybe make some legislation around that. Okay, that's on public health, but I think part of the reason I'm a councilwoman is because I'm a nurse, and public health is important to our community. We have a county public health department, and they're great too. They're in the process of moving to another office in Freehold. They've been great throughout COVID. I'm personally friends with a lot of them. I have volunteered with them as a emergent when we had COVID and H1N1 way back, and they're really a great reserve. So the county works with the town, and I feel that that's a thing I have to advocate for. So my committees, the Mayor's Wellness is a big part of my committee. We meet every Wednesday. Susie Dyer is the chair. She's the CEO of Parker Clinic, as many of you know, and that's
Every Wednesday?
every Wednesday on Zoom. Yes, we do. And Susie is phenomenal. She's the chair. On it as the liaison. We have Fatima from the borough, who's amazing, and Adriana, who's amazing, and they write grants and they give us ideas and things that are going on in the community. So we have participated in many, many things. One of the things that's coming up this weekend on Saturday is we're going to have a table at the lunch break barbecue where knapsacks are going to be given with school supplies to children in our town. I went last year. It was very well attended, and we're looking forward to giving out resources and things for friends, people in our community. That's Mayor's Wellness. We did have our meeting this week. Library. So library, I went to the library board meeting. There was a public safety thing that came up, and on the executive session, I have talked to our manager, Jim Gant, about that. Thank you, Jim, and Chief about that. The library board, Ann Goldman and Steve, are working on coming up with, looking at other libraries about their policy on safety within the library and putting something into our town ordinance about that. And Jim and Chief Frazee were very open to hearing some of the complaints coming out of the library. So they have a full schedule always, as usual. Please look at their website. And I had office hours there this week. So you might know that library hours are by appointment on Wednesday nights. And Phil Blackwood did reach out to me, and I met with him at office hours last night. And I appreciate I'm not an environmentalist, I'm a nurse, but I realize the environment affects health, right? And I agree with everything you were saying. I don't know exactly how to implement all of that, but thank you for your information that you gave me. I learned a lot last night. I have children, 39 and 41. I would like the earth to continue the way it is. And I love Red Bank, and we have a river and all the things that were talked about before. So thank you for your input on that. When this car is paid off, my next car might be an electric car, because I hope they speed up things with their software and a few other things. So, but I have to pay this car off first. That's the library. Let's see what else. Oh, so last night when I was coming out of the library after meeting with Phil, our resident, those flags, Jim, and the borough has for the overdose awareness. So they really do make people talk, right? So there's this woman walking by, and she's looking at the flags, and I didn't know if she knew why they were there. And I explained, and she said, I know. I lost a sister to heroin. And then I personally told her my story, that my sister was a heroin addict too. And I didn't lose her, that she got treatment, and that they had treatment and vocational training when she had her addiction problem. And addiction runs my family. This woman was telling me addiction ran in her family. I think part of the reason I became a school nurse was probably while I was in Brick Memorial. I worked with a lot of kids that had issues with drugs and alcohol. I saw a lot of it in my own family. Addiction often runs in families, especially chaotic families and people that have trouble. So besides getting my certificate in school nursing, because I worked in a high school, I got a certificate in substance abuse coordination. So besides being a school nurse, professor, I always taught substance use and abuse to nursing and non-nursing students for 23 years at Monmouth University, several times a semester. So it's everyone's problem. And I think those flags, that awareness, this conversation I had with this woman, we ended up hugging at the end of it. So the flags really bring attention to what is going on. Besides, we also get more Narcan, right? So I found that at the library meeting, so that when you put the flags out, you go to the county, they give you more Narcan. We have Narcan in all our buildings. It's very easy. You're not going to hurt someone who did not overdose, okay? So if you think that somebody, and you're walking down the street and you happen to have your Narcan, I've been trained in it, it's shot in each nostril, and all that will happen is they might be combative when they wake up because you brought them to. But at least you have something so they're not going to die on the street. Back when I was a young person and heroin was first an issue, they didn't snort heroin, they shot it. It was before we knew what AIDS was. So I lost a lot of friends in my community to AIDS many years later. They were, had families and they had cleaned themselves out, but AIDS, there was no treatment. So Hep C is another thing that we found a cure for, but there's a lot of issues surrounding it. Now we have fentanyl, which is so much more powerful than heroin. Yeah, really do. Like one little pellet, and they'll stick it. Drug dealers don't really care. They're sticking in anything. That's really their attitude. So we had a great conversation, and then the director came out, and I told her this great conversation we were having around the flags, and she goes, "Well, that's why they're there." So it really does. Thank you for doing that as a borough. I'm really very excited. Awareness has to be out there, and it's not just certain people. It's everyone's problem. Okay. So that's the library. Animal welfare, we met the other night too. So our big thing is Dog Days is coming up, okay? So that's going to be a big event down in Marine Park on September 19th. The rain date is September 20th from 12 to 4. It's an annual community event. We're excited because we're going to be back in Marine Park where we were prior to all the construction, and the green area is beautiful, and we're really excited about it. We're going to have luring tracks. We're going to have agility tracks. We're going to have vendors. Already we've been going around. We have these beautiful pamphlets that explain what animal welfare does. I want to thank the committee. Paul Parato and Mary Warner made these beautiful pamphlets. So when we go around looking for sponsors, we show what we do in town. And you might know that we have vaccine clinics twice a year. We're going to continue that. We help with spay and neuter. We're hooked up with the Monmouth County SPCA. We've had
Excuse me,
food
Laura,
drives.
I just have one quick question.
Yeah.
Will there be treats for the animals?
There will be treats for the animals. And we also have vendors that are bringing homemade treats besides treats for people too. So we're going to have vendors for food. We're going to have vendors for dog treats. Yes, bring Scout down, okay? I'm a little mad because the cats are not represented, but cats don't like to go out. But we are doing a lot with GNR. So I guess I should get to trap and neutering. We had a very nice couple that I happened to see on Red Bank Chatter that they're having a problem on the west side, and they're just very great volunteers, and they bought their own Have a Heart traps. They've been trapping kittens because I've seen on the west side of town when I go over, there's quite a few cats there. And you might know this is mating season in spring and summer. We get a lot more kittens, and they, every 6 weeks, we'll keep having kittens. So they came to our meeting. Corinne and Joe Loveland, they are really nice residents. I happened to see her post on Facebook looking for blankets and towels and talking about the problem. I tagged her. I called her right away. She said she needed our help. They came last night, 15 minutes to the beginning of our meeting. I got a beautiful email from them today, thanking them. They want to be more involved. Meanwhile, Paul Parato had reached out to Monmouth County SPCA to try to provide them with some more help. The email was just absolutely really very nice, and they were very thrilled that we reached out to them and that we have people that can help them with their hurdles. I mean, they work full time and they're trapping 4 or 5 cats a day and driving them to the Monmouth County SPCA. That's a lot. I went through a cat issue when I lived down in Lacey Township, and like 3 neighbors in my development were overwhelmed by trapping cats because, when they're feral, when you trap them, they get wild, and then you got to take them somewhere, and it's quite a bit, and it's a lot when you're trying to work full time. So they work with Corinne, who's the TNR coordinator at the Monmouth County SPCA. They both have the name Corinne spelled differently, but they've been working really hard, and I was very impressed with their volunteerism, as was the committee, and we would like to continue working with them because that is the philosophy of the Red Bank Animal Welfare Committee. Yes, they have been, and they want to continue, and they need some more volunteers because they're doing all these traps by themselves. So, and we can get them traps from the Monmouth County SPCA because we do have a trap and neuter program with the Monmouth County SPCA. So it was really a nice meeting last night. I was glad they showed up. And let me just make sure I've got everything. Oh, I went to show with the light opening. Oh my God, the food was so good. It was really, really good food, and the artwork on the walls. Oh my God, like it's just a wonderful place. The ambiance is good. The staff was great. The food was great. I'll be back. So that was one thing that I did get to. I'm excited about the food and wine walk. Joel and I did that years ago, years and years ago, and we had a great experience. And I think that's it. I have lots of flyers up here for people who would like to sponsor something at Dog Days or donate to Dog Days. You can also do it online at the borough website, and also lots of pamphlets here as to what the Red Bank Animal Welfare does, and they're a great group of volunteers.
I'm
And
going to
I-
take some of those pamphlets home with me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for it was lengthy too. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay,
I appreciate everything you do.
Laura, you are amazing.
thanks.
And thank you for, trying to make sure that we don't get measles
Mm-hmm.
in New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's really unbelievable,
Mm-hmm.
the things that we have to worry about.
Yep.
And the fact that you just never stop. I'm extremely appreciative of your service. I have no problem taking the time to sit here and listen to all the amazing things that you do for us. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Jim, what you got?
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, we're in the paper. That's right.
And
Hope it's
We're a
something good,
charming town.
As long as it's something good.
It says so charming.
so charming. We're so charming.
Yeah, so
And I
charming.
think we're charming. So here we go. Now the APP
It's a nice
leaves it.
picture. What you got, Jimmy Jams?
Try and be charming. Just a couple of reports from the departments, parking, DPU, and our Department of Recreation and Human Services. Reference to parking, in the winter, we had a pretty bad winter, right? So parking revenues were down. We're starting to see that recovery from that bad winter. July 2025 versus July of 2026, our parking revenue, comparing those 2 months, we're up $41,500 just in July, comparing the 2 years. From January to July of 2025 and 2026, we're down 92,000. So that $41,000 recovery just this month cut into that deficit pretty significantly. So definitely seeing an uptick, and I think that goes to all the activity and goings on around town that are bringing people here. So it's good to see that, and the good weather and all the events are helping with that. My office, we started to conduct our human resources interviews. We started that yesterday. We're continuing tomorrow and Monday. Got a great response to that. People want to work for Red Bank, and I think it's fantastic. Probably over 40 applications, and 11 of which had direct public sector experience. So we have our plate full with interviews those 3 days. I'm looking to make that a two-step process, narrow that down to about 3 candidates and bring them back for a second round. We've been working with Netflix for a filming that's coming up. I'll provide more details through our community engagement department as that gets closer, but the filming is intended to be on Broadwalk next month. When it comes to our public utilities department, we're working through the RGGI grant that the borough received, the $2.4 million grant to electrify the fleet. We've been reaching out over the past 2 weeks and had great conversations with them about switching out one of the vehicles that was intended in that grant to an fully electric street sweeper. So we're hoping to make that purchase in the very near future and get that on the street. It's a really neat vehicle, incredibly powerful, and does a great job. And we are in desperate need of a new street sweeper. The Boys and Girls Club saw the completion of, thank you, Phil. The Boys and Girls Club saw the completion of the roof replacement project there, and window sealing and some mason work that was desperately needed on their building. So they're happy with the outcome of that. We saw that through our Public Works Department as well. As far as the 2026 and 2027 water capital projects, we had a meeting with engineers this past week prioritizing the $2 million in capital improvement money for the water sewer capital. Of note, we are going to do and rather quickly, we are going to do the Tower Hill water treatment facility will receive a new roof on their smaller building there. The Tower Hill booster station is set to be rebuilt, only strengthening that infrastructure there. And then we have several other improvement projects, both at Tower Hill and Chestnut Street water plants. So we plan and intend to do that in the off-season when we go on American Water. So we're lining everything up as we speak with the engineers to get those proposals and bids out so we can award those bids and get that work moving. The benches, recycling, and garbage cans have been installed at Marine Park as of today. Yeah. So everything looks good there. Now it's just switching over to our Recreation and Human Services Department. A couple updates in that realm to look out for. We are working to hire our senior wellness grant coordinator and admin by next week. That is all funded through a grant, and that's a temporary assignment for a year. We have an end of summer ice cream social happening next week for the kids going back to school. Deputy Mayor, if you want to add a little flavor to this.
Yeah, just really quickly. I was actually just talking to the kids like in town, and they said that they wanted this. They were like, we want like a club vibe and like an ice cream sundae bar. And like at first they were like, it can be like these grades and like, but no fourth grade. And like literally there's a fourth grade on a bike right there. I'm like, you're gonna cut, and I said his name. I'm like, you're gonna cut him out of it. They're like, well, like he can come. I was like, no, it would have to be like all. They're like, okay, fine, 4th through 8th. I was like, okay, like when would a good time be? They're like, well, like before we go back. I was like, okay, so like they basically like engineered this. Like they're sharing it on Snap. Like, and the kid who like really initiated it is like really happy. Like he's taking ownership. He's like, this was my idea. Like I came up with this. So it's really awesome because I just feel like if we were the ones that came up with it, it like wouldn't be that cool,
We're gonna make it cool.
It's great.
Quick question. So
Yeah.
this is for the middle schoolers and
Yeah.
they came up with this idea for
Yeah.
themselves?
Yeah, I mean, any of the kids can go
I
it's
think
through the
that's great
borough.
because it's showing that they have the initiative.
Totally.
And they're learning what it takes to.
And an
Yeah.
awesome
Run event.
byproduct of this was we had a local developer who's building the Duabella building on Bridge Ave. The Duabella, yeah, they had their groundbreaking last month. Honey, who is the developer of that project, she reached out to see how she could help with something, and she's providing 100 filled backpacks for that event with school supplies. Yeah, so I think that was pretty amazing that she's willing to do that.
Yeah.
So it's great when we can have that public-private, partnership with something for such a great event.
Hooray.
We wrapped up our Watch Party grant final numbers. We had over 7,000 attendees across the events that we held for the watch parties with over 100 volunteer hours. East Side Park is pretty much completed with the remediation there that was seen over the past couple of months. And sod is going down next week, and our public works are testing out the sprinkler system that was installed tomorrow. We met with our engineer and the DEP for the Count Basie Field projects, and we're ready to start moving forward with the bleacher project in November. Lastly, through our recreational opportunities for individual with disabilities grant, the programs are being rolled out, including STEM classes, inclusive dance classes, and trips to the water park in the next week or two for children of all abilities. And we had, this week was the last week at camps, and we've been using Marine Park basically every day as a site for our little campers. So it's been a great use for them as well. And that's all I have, Deputy Mayor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, manager. I've been
Mr.
informed.
Ben has a question for me, I think.
Yes, Ben, go ahead.
It is so nice listening to manager reports here, because I was here for many years.
Yes.
I never had such a thing.
I know.
And it's, I just wanted to comment, I thought the park, we had that event at the park today, looked fabulous. Looked better than when we opened it,
Yep.
honestly. So, good job to the crew.
I know Jerry's listening and he appreciates that feedback.
It looked better than when it opened. It was really, I guess because we've had rain, so, that helps. And I also wanted to just I've had multiple, as I said in my report earlier, I've had a lot of, customer service kind of things from residents, your staff has been very responsive, when appropriate, whether it's the police chief, whether it's
Mhm.
code, whether it's public works. And I just am grateful about how quickly they are responding to residents when they have, when there's legitimate concerns, whether it's a code thing on the street or whatever. And I just wanted to compliment your staff and you for your leadership there on that. And that's it for me.
I'd like to add to that too. GPU, with dog days, Jerry met with Paul, our chair. The other day it was pouring rain. was seeing clients in my office. I'm driving down South Street, two DPU people in both drains on the edge of South and East Berg, and I stopped and thanked them in the pouring rain because that brush is just running along, and I know that one area, South Street, just floods. It didn't flood. So I got out in the pouring rain. I just am very impressed with, like Ben said, besides the DPU department, chief too, we had an incident with people running through the stop sign and caught on Ring Bell on the corner of South and East Berg, and they responded immediately, and it's nice to know that all the departments in our borough respond to residents' needs. So
Well,
thank you.
you actually reminded me, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the chief's comments to them too. Just an update from the police department. The borough's been working with DPW to spruce up fresh crosswalks and yellow curbs throughout the entire borough. They're in the process right now of identifying appropriate locations for the installation of 3 new speed feedback signs. So there's going to be 3 new ones installed in the borough. They're going to be strategically placed in residential neighborhoods to help remind motorists of their current speed and encourage compliance with the posted speed limit. So we're hoping to get those installed before school starts. In addition, they'll be adding new 25-mile-per-hour roadway stenciling on various streets throughout the borough. So not only will it be the signage, but you'll see the roadway stenciling. The officers are currently working under a pedestrian safety grant, which supports local law enforcement municipalities through public awareness campaigns, educational outreach, and targeted crosswalk enforcement. So let yourselves be warned. Several pedestrian enforcement details are currently in the planning stages and will take place throughout the coming weeks. And that's it. Thank you very much, Deputy.
Beautiful. I've been informed by our borough attorney there's no need for executive session. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make such a
And
motion.
a second?
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Have a great night.
I go, this is the meeting.